This is the 100th anniversary of when America entered World War I. I'm kind of surprised no one's talking about it much. I want to tell you about it and then ask the question, so what do we learn from this? Woodrow Wilson was president. We'll call him Woody. In his first term, he kept us out of war. Actually, in 1916, when he was running for his second term, his slogan was, "Woody kept us out of war." Sort of ironic that as soon as he started his second term, in April of 1917, he gave his declaration of war speech to Congress. They gave him a resounding reception, cheers and clapping, and of course then voted to go to war. Woody was to say after that to some of his folks, he was a little disturbed by all the clapping because they were making a decision that was going to send Americans to their death in these foreign lands. And sure enough, by June, the first of our soldiers landed in France. In about a year, we lost 100,000 soldiers. Crazy. And what for? Who knows? I mean, why did we go to war? I think the main reason was just our allies. They were losing the war and they needed our help. And we were having some troubles with submarines from Germany, as well as, one cool side note that a lot of people don't realize is there was the report that Germany had contacted Mexico and said, hey, if you'll declare war on America, we'll help you win it. And when it's over and you win, we'll let you have Texas, California back. How about that? So anyway, we decided to go to war. And the ally thing, I kind of interpret that like this. It's like getting a call in the middle of the night from your friends. And they're like, hey, dude, you got to get down here and help us fight. What? I'm sleeping, man. What do you mean help you fight? Who are you fighting? Germans. What for? What's going on? Well, I don't know, but we got to show them who's toughest. Can you imagine if they win and then they'll be toughest? I mean, do you want to live with that? Well, no, I'm on my way down now. It's pretty much what it was. They say the war started with the assassination of Duke Ferdinand from Austria in Sarajevo. The trouble I had with that is, number one, he wasn't even the main dookie in Austria. And, we've had presidents assassinated. There's no war started. So no, it was just really who was going to show who was the toughest. That was the bottom line. So we go to war and it was a complete, utter disaster. It was terrible for everybody. So what do we learn from it? I think there's two things. One very clear is that government is more often the problem than it is the solution. To get back to what Ronald Reagan said. And secondly, government leaders or politicians, they are simply not the wisest people. They may be smart, may have the best degrees, but they're idiots often when it comes to common sense. And if World War I didn't prove that, the Versailles Treaty afterwards did. That was when Woody and some of his ally buddies, who were now the toughest, by the way, when they'd made a treaty with Germany. And, Germany was devastated after the war, but we wanted to make them hurt even more. I would sum up the Versailles Treaty as this. It was an endless bit of nipple twisting and wedgies promised to every German for the rest of their lives. The end result of the Versailles Treaty, which was a numbskull deal, was Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany, which led us to you-know-what. Will we never learn? So what do we do with this? I mean, this is a debate of our country right now. Do we want bigger, more powerful, more controlling government, trusting government to come up with the best solutions for our lives? And do we want to put our faith in leaders to make the right decisions? I don't think so. Actually, I want to go back to our nation's forefathers who put down on paper this little thing called the Constitution, where they gave us the answer to government, making too many problems and unwise leaders. It's called limited government. Read all about it in the Constitution. So for me, till the day I die, I will be for limited government.